Hey guys, got another knife review for you today. This is one that I've had in my collection for the past few months. Picked it up off of eBay and I've been carrying it off and on, here and there at, various places, different occasions and stuff like that. And I just figured it was time to go ahead and give you the review. Okay, today we have a discontinued knife. This one you cannot buy new anymore. It's called the Kershaw Sapphire. The model number on this guy, as featured on the blade there, is model 1450. Okay, this is made in Japan. It's one of the few Kershaw knives that was not made in the United States originally. But it's really cool. But before I go ahead and get into the review, as always, let's go ahead and get into the specs. Okay, the close length on this little guy comes in at exactly 4 inches. The blade length comes in at exactly 3 inches, giving it an overall length of, you guessed it, 7 inches. The weight on this guy is very light. It's actually only 2.3 ounces. It's making it the exact same weight as the Kershaw Scallion, which I apologize I do not have right here with me, but the Scallion is basically half the size of this knife, so that's pretty impressive. Okay, the blade material and design is an AUS 8. The blade was actually designed by the very famous Ken Onion. So this is one of his babies. So you can see on the blade there, Japan, AUS 8A, 1450 Sapphire, then the Kershaw logo. Okay, the reason that this little guy is so light, these handle scales are actually titanium, if you can believe that. I was floored when I actually read that. I figured they'd be aluminum or steel. I just saw it as a kind of an oddball Kershaw knife that looked pretty cool, and I thought I would get it. And I'm very, very glad that I did. Pillar construction, flow-through design. Pocket clip is tip up, tip down, right side only. I prefer tip down, but tip up on it is good. It's got kind of a bluish handle that does, when you put your hands on it, it seems to be kind of a magnet for finger grease. So you get these kind of odd colored smudges on it. I know it's hard to see on camera, but it almost turns like purplish, almost like it's heat sensitive or something. But it's kind of cool. Also, when you open the blade, you get smudges on the blade there. The blade itself has a really high polish on it. Let me get that smudge off there for you so you can actually see it. So as you can see, it's a very reflective blade. Yeah, you can see my hand there. Hello. So it's a very high shine on the blade. Not too high, but definitely higher than any other Kershaw knife I own. It's got dual thumb studs for the opening, no flipper on this guy, no assisted opening. The opening mechanism, actually, oddly, it actually has a single bronze washer in it. It's only on one of the sides. I think it's on the right side, making the opening to it very smooth. As you can see, this is a liner lock. The liner doesn't really come all that far over, so it's not going to be the sturdiest of liners. And let's see, it does not look like it has been really skeletonized much. Maybe just a little bit, but not too much at all. Honestly, it really doesn't need to be. This is a very lightweight knife, especially for its size. This is just awesome. You gotta love titanium handles because they're very strong, but at the same time, very light. So that's really cool. Blade play on this guy, absolutely nothing. So smooth. Just zero. I mean, absolutely rock solid lockup and such a smooth opening. Outstanding. Okay, there's the carry view for you. As you can see, it does stick out a little bit. You do have some real estate. And it actually does ride just a little bit lower, like seemingly every Kershaw knife. When you go tip down, it just seems to ride lower. They kind of build these things to an arc so that when you change it to tip up, it just kind of sticks out a little bit. But that's really not all that bad. I kind of dig it. It's very comfortable, and again, it's a very lightweight knife. So, okay, let's give you some size comparisons here. Here's the Kershaw Sapphire. Very similar knife, the Ken Onion Leak. As you can see, these designs are very similar in the blade styles, actually. Let me show you. blade styles are somewhat similar too. So you can see the Sapphire is just a little bit longer, because this is, I think, just about 3 inches, but yeah, slightly longer on the Sapphire, ever so slight, but very, very close. Again, these are very, very similar knives, probably because they had more or less the same designer, Ken Onion. So Spyderco Persistence, just to give you some scale. Kershaw Chive, much smaller. And throw a Benchmade in there. Mini Griptilian. Pretty close. And let's throw something familiar in there. Blackberry Tour. You can see those titanium handle scales. Love this pocket clip. I love the little dent there, because when you get a hold of it right here, your finger just slides right in there. So when you're gripping it, you're in perfect position to hold it right there, which is awesome. Take a look at that blade. Look at that, you can see the camera. Kershaw 1450 Sapphire, Japan, AUS 8A. It's got that nice shine on the pocket clip too to match the blade, which is really cool. This is a really, really elegant knife. Almost like a kind of a gentleman's folder, which is really, really cool. That blade opening is just super duper smooth. It's just amazing how smooth it opens and how easy it is to close. I mean, look, this thing holds the blade in there. It's not loose, guys, but you just minimal effort and it just slides right open. I love it. It's very, very well constructed. It's a great design. Okay, let's see how the AUS8 blade cuts. Pretty good, not much effort. An AUS8, man, that's pretty impressive. Look at that. Just right through it. Nice clean cut. Look at that. Just destroyed it. In conclusion, guys, the Kershaw Sapphire, if you can actually get one of these, again, they do not make these anymore. It's a discontinued knife. It was originally introduced in 2003 and it was only out for a very short time. But you can still get these on eBay and other secondary sites like that. You're going to pay a little bit of a premium to get them because these were not cheap when they originally came out. I mean, this was a very expensive and high dollar Kershaw knife because of the materials like the titanium and stuff like that and the refinement of the knife. You know, this was definitely not necessarily a top shelf knife, but definitely one of Kershaw's more premium knives. I was lucky enough to get this for, believe it or not, just about 20 bucks shipped, and it was still in the original box, which I can't believe. So I really lucked out on that one. But the smoothness of the opening, the smoothness of the closing, it's just so easy to open that it's ridiculous. As far as the smoothness of the opening, I would put this absolutely neck and neck with something like the Spyderco Sage 1 or a really good Benchmade Axis lock. I mean, it's so smooth that it's just unbelievable. It's a very comfortable knife. It's got a really cool blade shape to it. It's just very, very elegant. This I would absolutely call a gentleman's folder. You know, this is something that it'd be one of the first things I pick if I'm going to wear like a dress shirt or a suit or something like that. Simply because it's not kind of a rugged looking knife. You know, it's kind of a classy looking, just sharp, you know, no pun intended, gentleman's folder. You know, it's something really, really elegant. And I think that's why I bought it, and that's definitely why I like it. You know, this has a very special place in my collection. So again, I can give this one the Mr. Jimbo Fox recommendation. If you can actually find them, I would go ahead and get one if you're a fan of elegant knives with titanium handle scales and a really, really smooth liner locking mechanism. You're going to like this guy. It's a really cool knife. So I want to thank everyone so much for watching. I appreciate everyone's time, all the new comments and subscribers, man. You guys rock. And as always, stay fit, stay strong, stay supreme. Take care.